Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode here in NHL 23. So we're back up here in round 2. We are going to be taking on the Colorado Avalanche, who had a great regular season going 48-29-5. So they're quite a bit better, I'd say, than the St. Louis Blues, who we just faced in last round. We actually swept the St. Louis Blues, which is kind of a surprise to me, considering usually when you're a great team, for some reason, EA always makes you get swept or something like that in the first round, but this time around, we managed to get on to round 2. But now we're going to be taking on a pretty tough-looking Avs team, I'd say, for their record. Obviously, they're much worse than us during the regular season, but that's because we were an insanely good team. But the Colorado Avalanche look pretty damn good. You can see they have really good depth in terms of like their wingers and their centers even. Even though an 82 is a little bit weak for a second-line center, it's still good that they have like nobody really below a 79 on their forward core, and they have like some good defensemen as well, and also good goaltending behind them. Like obviously we have the better roster on paper, but they could definitely help with this forward core and this defensive core and all that type of thing. I think this series goes 7 games. That is my initial thoughts, at least going forward. But let me take a look and show you guys the quick recap of the last round. Like I said, we swept the St. Louis Blues, which was great considering we are relying on our backup goaltender still for a little bit longer until Howden is back. But you can see we won 3-2, then we won 5-2, 5-4, and 4-2. So our offense has been pretty good, mostly our top line, but we have been getting some good offense from guys like Kabanov as well. And also some of our defensemen have been picking up points when needed. So that is that. How much longer do we have before Howden is back? Because I think he is supposed to be back potentially this round, if I remember right. Yeah, he's back literally in 6 days. So hopefully he's back to full health by then too. I'm going to have to probably send down Tukio earlier. I might honestly not have Howden starting that game if he comes back and he's still like not fully healthy. I'd rather him not play, just because if he gets re-injured again, his season's probably done. And I don't want to be always relying on Schiavello for the rest of this cup run. So let's get into game number 1. We have home ice advantage in this entire playoff, so let's see if we can get back to the conference finals again for the second consecutive year, I'd like to say. Obviously last year we made it because we went to the cup finals and won, so let's see if we can continue on this path for a potential back-to-back. So Colorado's 4-1 in the playoffs so far. We're 4-0, so both these teams are probably two teams that could go pretty far in this playoff run. Let's see what happens. See if our offense can continue on the pace it's on. First period of game 1, down 2-0. That's exactly the same start we had against St. Louis in game 1, where we swept them. We were down 2-0 after the first period, and we managed to kind of rally ourselves back into that game and won 3-2. So I'm not sold on Colorado having a 2-0 lead, obviously, but I do think our team could get maybe back into this game if they kind of wake up a little bit. Shots are 12-6 after 1 for the Avs, so yeah, we definitely need more shots on goal if we want to win games. Tomasino and Goddard scored for them. Can we get at least one goal back in the second period and then maybe have a nice little third period comeback? First period, or second period, still down 2-0. God damn it. God damn it. That's not good. I mean, at least it's still close, but shots are 20-19, so we had a much better second period, but Aegon is pretty locked in for them, and we're still down by 2 goals. We need an early goal, and then hopefully we could find a way to get that second one, or else we're going to drop our first game of the playoffs, and it's a home game too, which is not great. Come on, boys, let's get back into this. Let's get back into this. Get that top line going, and maybe that second line and every single line. Come on, boys. Aegon is somehow really locked in for the Avs. Looks like we're going to get maybe shut out here in game 1. Yep. Goddard scores again. Oh, that's not a good start. Not a good start to the second round. Our offense does not score a single goal, so that is a big surprise considering we were such a great offensive team in the first round and during the regular season. And yeah, we lose a game on home ice, which means we need to win one on the road at least to get back at the Avs for that. But yeah, Aegon was completely locked in. Tomasino second star, Goddard the third star. Any lines that were specifically minused in that game, or is it just every line? Pretty much every line. But McDavid had like 9 shots on goal in that game, and Vance and like Reefers had 4 shots. So for them not to pick up a single goal is Not great. Okay, shut down our top line. Maybe once Howden comes back, he'll rejuvenate our team a little bit. Howden is back now, but I don't know if I should start him, because I don't want him to get re-injured. It's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a risk. Our AHL team already got knocked out in the first round, though, so that's kind of unfortunate, because I was hoping Tukio would get a chance to play in the AHL playoffs, but yeah, Howden's not supposed to be full health for a few days still, so I don't really know if I should put him in as the starter. Let's just go best lines down there, because they are eliminated, I'm pretty sure. Let's go with that. Should we make any line adjustments yet going into game 2? Because that was not a textbook game for us. I will move Kabanov back to center, I think, and move Nazar back to the wing. I feel like splitting up the top line again, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll scratch Patterson again, as he was quiet offensively. Give ourselves a bit more defense down there. So we'll do what we did last year, and we'll give Hart some fourth line ice time for this next game. See if that helps out at all with the defensive play. And then defensive pairing wise, I'm going to put Ovechkin into the top 4 with Gordon Lowry. And then use the 2 young offensive defensemen together, which might be a risk, but we'll take it. And I don't think I'm starting Howden next game, because I've seen goalies get injured way too many times. So Scavella will start this game. But once Howden's back to full health, he will definitely start. I just don't want to risk his injury again, because if he gets injured, like I said, he's probably out the rest of the playoffs. And that would not be good. Because imagine if we go on to win a Stanley Cup and he's not even in the celebration because he's injured. That would not be fun. So here we go, game number 2. Let's see if we can rebound from that and see if our offense can get going. Hopefully that top line could wake up a little bit from that last game. First period of game number 2. Scoreless. We have not scored in 4 straight periods, no. I'm kind of concerned about that. Shots are 12-6 in favor of us, but we have yet to score a single goal on Aegon. He's made like 42 straight saves, I'd like to say. Can we find a way to score a goal here in the second period, please? Second period. Down 2-1. Okay, we did score 1 goal and it was the first goal of the game, but we immediately give up 2 more. And it was McDavid, of course, that scored. So our top line's still doing great, but oof. I'm hoping that Howden can get us back in the series once he's back to full health, but we need to find a way to get that tying goal, because if we go down 2-0 headed to Colorado, we're going to need to win both games on the road, which I mean is doable, but at the same time, it's a bit of a tall task. Come on, boys, let's tie this game up here. Hey, McDavid already right into the period, but then Stankoven restores the lead for the Avs. Of course, it's a former player. Come on, boys. Let's get that next one again. McDavid's been good this game. We need Vance. We need the Vance, man. He's probably picking up assists, but he needs goals too. Come on, boys. 1 goal. 1 goal, please. And we're not going to get it, and we lose 3-2, and we're now down 2-0 in the series to the Avs. So after we swept the first round, I feel like we could get swept here in the second round. I've seen that happen too. The Avs are just chugging along right now. They might be the favorites to win the Cup this year. McDavid from Vance and McDavid from Vance and Reefers. Yeah, I think I'm breaking up the top line. Even though they just had some points in that game, I think I'm breaking up the top line just to try and find a way to get the offense flowing throughout the entire team instead of just one line. And Howden's now back to full health, which means he will be starting game number 3. And maybe he's the thing that we need to get back into the series. Maybe he's the thing we need to get back into the series. Yep, he's back to full health. Good. That is good news. So we are going to break up the top line, though. I am going to put Connor McDavid as the center. I'm going to put Recchi on the top line. And then Reefers will be taking second line faceoffs with Nazar and Nazar and Kabanov. And Hart was even 0, but he's going to come back out again. He played 1 game. We will go to Donald Little. I know he's a sniper, but I'm going to give Donald Little a game as well. And then if he doesn't do anything, we'll put Patterson back in. But I think that's what we're going to roll with. So Reefers is down to the second line. And then McDavid and Vance still playing together. And then Recchi's getting top line time. I like it. How about defense? Do we want to make any changes here? Not sure. Maybe split up the offensive defenseman a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know why Morrison, Ovechkin are minus always. And we'll go something like this. Spiller on the top pairing. Yeah, and then with Howden back, maybe that will be what we need to get back into the series. We need to win 2 games in a row, because if we lose one of these games, we're setting ourselves up for a pretty bad way to end off the season. Come on, boys. We just need to win 2 games, and then we're going to be back in the series here, okay? Don't drop the game. Just win both games in Colorado, and then it's a brand new series. They're 6-1 now. We're 4-2. I honestly feel like we're going to get swept at this point, but hopefully those changes could help turn the tides a little bit. Here we go. Game 3 in Colorado. This is a must-win game in my opinion. First period, 2-1 us. There we go. That's a better first period. Obviously, they got back into the game late a little bit in the period, but Recchi and McDavid score, so top line still doing what it does best, and our power play has definitely been clicking really well in this second round here so far as well. McDavid's definitely been our best player in the second round. Shots are 13-6 in favor of us. We're only up by a goal. Can we get more goals in the second period for us? Second period? 3-3. Oh, they took the lead at one point. Gogolev and Goddard. But Kabanov gets a power play goal late to get us back in this game again. It's a tie game going into the third. But come on, boys. The season is on the line potentially in this third period in a sense. Because if we go down 3-0, I can't see us reverse sweeping the Avs. But, I mean, it is possible. We have a great roster. But at the same time, it's highly unlikely. Shots 23-18. It is a tie game. Can we find a way to get a game winner here in this third period here? Come on, boys. We need Asher Vance to score. He has not scored a goal in the series yet. He's had some assists, but he has not scored a goal yet. And we know Asher doesn't go quiet for too long as Brennan Bale scores a huge goal to give us a 4-3 lead. And Reefer scores to make it 5-3. That's a good answer. That is a good answer, boys. But Tomasino pulls the Avs back within 1 again. Come on, Howden. You got this. No, Varakis scores. It's a 5-5 game. Yeah, we're getting cheesed by the game. I can feel it. It's going to overtime here in an important game 3. Howden's not been good in this game. Our goaltending was great in the regular season, but here in the playoffs, especially in the second round, it's been not great. And Howden doesn't look like the Vezina Trophy winning goaltender he was potentially in the regular season. Come on, boys. We need to get that next one. We lose this, we're down 3-0. We win this, we're back within 1, okay? Just get that next goal. Just get that next goal. And Howden, don't let it get to you, man. You're a good goaltender. You could get us this win. Let's see what happens here in OT. Come on, boys. This is a huge overtime, and we do win in overtime. It's Kabanov. Let's go, Kabanov. Thank you for being great in this playoff run, and that's a huge win on the road. If we would have lost that game, we probably would have lost the series, but now we're back in it. So, who knows what could happen. Recchi from Reefers and Vance, McDavid from Reefers and Vance, Kabanov from Corrado and Little, Bales from Brigley and Little, Reefers from Kabanov, and Kabanov from Nazar and Reefers. So I think making those line adjustments and making both of our top 2 lines a little bit more balanced, it's helped out a little bit. So Kabanov the first star, Reefers the second star, and Goddard the third. That's a great win there. Not a great defensive effort and goaltending effort, but we get the win, and that's all that matters. We just got to win another one here. If we win this game, then it's a brand new series, a best 2 out of 3 at that point. This is another must-win game. Asher Vance is leading the team in points, but he has not scored a goal in this round. So, Asher, you got to get going here, man. I know you're doing as much as you can, possibly, but you have not scored in this round, and we need you to score goals. That's what you get paid for. Like, he had 20 goals in 24 playoff games last year. So far, he's only got 4 goals in 7 games. I mean, that's not bad, but still, it's a bit quiet for his standard. So, yeah, I think I'm going to keep the team as is. We just won a game. Let's win this next one. If we lose this game as well, we're in a bad spot. So, this is another must-win game, I'd say. Let's see if we can tie the series and make it a best of 3 for the final few games. Come on, boys. Please. Tie the series up. Let's see what happens here in Colorado. First period of a very important game 4. Down 1-0. Not great, but not terrible. Considering the shots were way in their favor, I'll take only being down by 1 goal. Shots are 16-8 in favor of the Avs. but Jokela has their only goal. Come on, Vance. You've been very quiet goal scoring wise. We need you, man. We need the captain. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the second period? Second period? Okay, that's a little bit better, but still similar outcome. Brunstrom tied the game up early, and then a couple minutes later, Gogolev restored the lead. We're down by 1 goal going into the third. We need to have a huge third period here. Shots are pretty close, but they have a 25-17 advantage. Please, boys. Vance, if you are going to step up in this playoffs, a goal here in this third period would be huge. Or multiple goals in this third period would be huge. Let's see what happens in this third period. See if we can tie this game up here. Come on, boys. Penalty kill early into the third. I don't know who took that penalty, but please don't take penalties in this third period. Hey, Vance ties it up. Let's go. I called on him, and he deals a goal. Let's go, Vance. And then Gellner got them back the lead. God damn it. Howden's not doing too well. I don't like that. Come on, guys. We need 1 goal here. Come on, Vance. You have another one in you. I know you do. No, you don't. And we are 1 game away from being eliminated in round 2. Despite us having a pretty much, I'd say a way better roster, but the Avs are pretty good too. I'm not going to put that past them. Vance did score, but then we gave up the lead right back. Brunstrom from Reefers and Kabanov, and Vance from McDavid. So, yeah, we got to win 3 straight games. Aegon has been definitely, I'd say, the difference maker in the series because he's been consistently good for them, while our goaltending has not been very consistent. Because we've scored, let's see, 2 goals, and 6 goals. So we've scored 10 goals in 4 games, which on paper is like, yeah, that's like 2.5 goals a game. That's kind of okay, but it's not our standard. While meanwhile, they have scored 369. They've scored like 14 goals in 4 games. 14-10, basically. It's been a close series in that sense, but we need to make some drastic changes here to try and find a way to win 3 straight games here. Who do we got scratched again? Patterson. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so Patterson's coming back into the lineup. Hopefully he is a man on a mission, and we will try and change up the lines a little bit here. Get that chemistry flowing as much as possible. Let's go Nazar top line. Because this might be Nazar's last game as a Blackhawk. And we'll go Recchi on the second line again. I think that's pretty good. And goalie-wise so far, yeah, Howden's had a really rough time. Scavello's been the better of the 2. We are going to turn to Jim Scavello again. Even though Howden just came back from injury. We are going to go to Scavello. And see if Scavello could win us at least one of these games. And then we will probably turn back to Howden again. But we got to win on home ice. We win on home ice here. We're back in the series again. But, yeah, it's a crucial time to win here. Colorado obviously does not want the series to necessarily go back to their home building, but they could have a good chance to close it out in Game 6 if we lose this one, or if we win this one. And if we're able to force it to a Game 7, at least we have home ice advantage for Game 7, but we got to win 3 in a row here against this tough Avs team. Come on, boys. Please. Please. Don't go out in the second round, please. I know we won the President's Trophy. It's probably a curse because of EA, but looks like Montreal is going back to the conference finals, potentially against the Rangers. And then it's looking like Anaheim will be going to the next round over Dallas. Come on, boys. 3 straight wins. That's all I'm asking for. Maybe our top line will carry us to that. Well, let's see. Real-time simulation. Since we're fighting elimination. Come on, boys. Come on. Vince, you got this, man. You scored last game. Let's see if you can get goal scoring now. Penalty kill. And they get a power play goal. Yeah, their power play has been pretty good in this series, and our team has just not been able to solve Aegon as much as it should. That's pretty much the difference in the series right there. Shots are 15-6 in favor of us, but Aegon standing on his head. Scavello has not faced a lot of shots, but we're down by a goal. Come on, boys, please. Get a goal in the second period. Penalty kill to start the second period, and we killed it off. Power play for us. It's a long one. We have a good power play unit, but we do not score on it. Yeah, we're definitely losing this. God damn it, EA. Why is it that when you win a President's Trophy, your chances of winning a cup go down? I get it's kind of like that in real life, but at the same time, it frustrates me. Shots are 29-15 in favor of us. We're still down by a goal. This might be the last period of the season. This might be the last period of the season here. Unless we have like a third period where we could score multiple goals or something like that. Come on, boys, please. Fight off elimination here. Hey, let's go. Ovechkin with a huge goal to start the third period. Penalty kill. Please kill it off. Nicely done. Stop taking penalties against this Avs team. Oh my goodness, and Howe scores right off the power play pretty much. So they got momentum and they get the 2-1 lead right back. God damn it, guys. Why did you take that penalty? Final few minutes. Yep. And our season is done, and we're not going to repeat as Stanley Cup champions because we won the President's Trophy. The game says, hey, you're a second round exit. That is incredibly frustrating. We should have at least got back to the conference finals, but this team is going to be knocked out in the second round. And who knows, McDavid might retire this offseason, which would be a big hit to our offense. But yeah, that Aegon guy was the difference in the series. And also, our penalty killing wasn't that good, so that was another difference. But yeah, when we only scored, let's see now, 2 goals. We scored 6 goals in one of the games, so we at least had one good offensive game. But we only scored like 11 goals in that series. That's not good. That is not good at all. I hope McDavid doesn't retire this year because I kind of want to bring him back next year. But pretty much everybody on this team is under contract going into next year, except for guys like Nazar and McDavid. Because McDavid, we're not sure if he's going to retire. Nazar is likely gone this offseason because we do have guys in the system like Weeks who should be coming up. So, but yeah, McDavid and Vance were pretty good. Vance was kind of quiet in the goal scoring department, but it was what it was. Kabanov and Reefers were good. Nazar was solid. And then, yeah, our depth scoring was a problem, I'd say. That's probably why we lost. Because we need to have good depth scoring to win. And we really didn't have that this year. Yeah. There was a severe lack of depth scoring, especially from that fourth line and third line. So, I don't really know what this team needs to do this offseason in terms of changes. Because obviously, like I said, we have pretty much everybody under contract. The question is, what do we do? If we want to make any changes, or we just want to run it back again and see if it helps out. Because maybe it's just one of those years where you run into a hot team and you end up losing. Yeah, Howden was pretty crap for winning the Vezina potentially this year. That injury might have done a lot worse than we thought. So there is that. There is that. And yeah, their goaltender. Let me just actually take a look at Colorado stats, because I think Aegon probably has an insane stat line. Let's see. Yeah, Aegon is definitely the difference for the Avs right now. He's 8-1-1 with a 931. So if the Avs go on to win the Cup, he might be the main reason why. But there is that. Let's wrap up the season, considering we want to find out retirements and award winners and all that stuff. But that really sucks. I was definitely thinking we could go for back-to-back, but when we won the President's Trophy, I think every chance of us winning that again went out the window. The Toronto Maple Leafs randomly fired their head coach during the playoffs. I don't think they were in the playoffs this year, but if they were out of the playoffs, or in the playoffs, then that would make sense. That's pretty funny. And the Anaheim Ducks are going to win the Stanley Cup. Okay, so Colorado does not get to the finals, but Anaheim is going to be the Stanley Cup champions this year. I believe we knocked them out before recently, right? And Bridgeport won the AHL. Let me take a look at this Anaheim Ducks team that just won the Stanley Cup first, because I am really curious on what their roster had. Like, how bad was their roster compared to us? Or was it actually that good? They were led by Slavkovsky, McTavish, Korzak, Menino. Okay, this guy's pretty solid. Yeah, they actually have a pretty good roster, looks like. Coyle, Knack. Any former players, though? Not that I recognize, at least off the top of my head. What about goalie-wise? Who is their goaltender? Jesper Wallstedt and Liam Weinhandel. The double W. There we go. So that's a cup-winning Anaheim Ducks team. Let's take a look at the playoff tree as well. They won against the New York Rangers in 7 games. So I believe Drew Commesso might have just lost in the Stanley Cup Finals. Let me take a look at that, just for something extra. Did Drew Commesso just come 1 win shy of winning the Stanley Cup? Oh yeah, this Afanaganov guy's really good too at goal scoring. He almost had a chance to win the cup there. And see, Alvin Skilly, former player for us, and Avery Potter also came that close to winning the Stanley Cup. Forgot about Potter. That's funny that the Rangers actually got all the way to the Cup finals because they were not doing good at all in this series. Like, they barely made the playoffs at all, and now that they made the playoffs, they almost won a Stanley Cup. Yeah, they've only made the playoffs like 2 times in this series, pretty sure. And yeah, Comesso came that close to winning a Stanley Cup, but look at his stat line. He was not good, but they almost won. So that's a bit weird. See those award winners for the season still. Anaheim wins the Stanley Cup. We won the President's Trophy for the 2nd year in the last 3 years. So we won the President's Trophy or a first round exit or whatever it was, or 3rd round exit. Then we won the Stanley Cup. And then we were out in the 2nd round. I don't even know what the heck to make of our team in that sense. There you go. Asher Vancelli, the Art Ross Trophy winner for the first time in his career. Love to see it. Hopefully he's good again next year, even if McDavid retires. Vance also won the Hart this year, so that's his first Hart, so he's won 2 awards already. Fox wins the Norris. McDavid won the Lady Byng for the 2nd year in a row. Let's go, McDavid. Larson wins the Calder for Vegas. McTavish won the Conn Smythe for Anaheim. Howden did win the Vezina, so we have 2 Vezina winners in the series in the last 3 years. And one of them's not on our team anymore. As you can see, Easton Donald won it a few years ago. Howden also won the Jennings, him, and Scavello. So shout out to our goaltenders. Solovyov won the Masterton. James won the Jack Adams. Doyle won the Selke. And Vance won the Lindsay and the Richard. So Vance with a 4 award winning season. No Stanley Cup, unfortunately, again this year. But he has now won 4 Richards in the last 6 seasons. Which is nuts. AHL-wise, any awards for our AHL team? Tukio was the best goalie in the AHL, and we called him up. We should have maybe given him a chance in the playoffs. I don't know. But there you go. How good was his stat line, actually, in the AHL? I am curious on that. Let me go to AHL playoffs. Blackburn was the only one that played, so I can't take a look through this screen. Oh, well. So there is the award winners. Let's see the retirements now. Did Connor McDavid decide to hang him up? Hopefully not, because it would be nice for him to come back for at least 1 more year. As the Islanders move from 11-1, that's hilarious. And Vegas moves from 8-2. Jeez, Vegas getting lucky there. And Columbus gets 3rd. So there's that. Did we suffer any big retirements? No, we did not. So McDavid can come back again next year. He did not retire, which is huge for us, but let's just scroll through this retirement list a little bit. Former player Khrushchev, who we gave that big contract 2 years ago, decides to retire with Vegas' AHL team. But yeah, we're probably not going to have any noticeable players for former players of ours that retired. A lot of these guys are just average players. So Matthew Tkachuk's the big one, though, retires with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's funny. So there's that. Wow, this guy retired at 31. That might be the youngest retirement age I've seen in a while. 5th rounder in 2024. He retires at 31. Timo Reier retires with Ottawa. That's kind of neat. So there's that. Defensively, best defenseman was Liljegren. Yeah, not really anybody important to note in the retirement class, I don't think. What about goalie-wise? Carter Hart was the best goalie to retire this year. And that's it. Vikman at 34. Some young goaltenders. There we go. There's the retirements. And did we lose any coaches? I don't think so. Oh, we did lose Ricci in Rockford. I don't know if he was the head coach down there. So there's that. Let's take a look at the last few things to wrap up the season. The contract situation. I don't know how much money we're going to have in cap space, but we should be able to hypothetically bring back McDavid. Now, Nazar, I think, is probably gone to get replaced, but McDavid we definitely should bring back based on his last few years here. Nazar, I think he's definitely gone, probably at that asking price. Pakish-Lottie I should be able to get for relatively cheap, so I'll probably hold on to him. And then these 3 are all RFA, so that's good. I don't know about guys like Donald Lill and stuff. I feel like I could easily find other depth options, so they're not huge ones to bring back. And then, yeah, Lane Weeks might be in the NHL next season, so... Yeah, we don't have a incredibly tough offseason. Martins has jumped up to a 76. Geez, I burped in the middle of that, but okay, I don't care. Wow. This guy's develops really well. Lowly, he's a 76 at 20, was 4th rounder. I don't remember if I even chose him or if the AI did. Yeah, we have a lot of low elites developing really well, so at least the AHL team is going to get some good prospects in it soon. So there is that. Actually, we also have for one of our big RFAs, I forgot to mention, we have Howden, and then we also, well, Scavella's already signed, but we have Howden to re-sign, and he wants a lot of money coming off of Vezina winning season, but his playoff performance was not that great. The good thing is we still have a few more years of RFA status, so we'll probably just qualify him. So there is that. Let's take a look at progress reports. Any good development or drop-off? So yeah, McDavid's dropping quite a bit, but he will likely come back again. Howden jumped up by a lot, but that's not necessarily a great thing with goaltenders. So there is that. In the system-wise, yeah, Martin's jumped up a ton. Visakis is looking pretty good for a low 7th, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of our low elites are very much on the cusp of the NHL, so I love to see that. Yeah, it's good that we're getting good development. Even Leonardo Knights, who we drafted late, he's getting good development too, so at least we have a good prospect pool that we should be able to replenish some of the guys in our lineup if we eventually decide to trade players away. But like with Zubris and stuff like that on the cusp of coming to the NHL, I am excited for still the future of this team as well. Even though this team is a competitive team right now, we should have a competitive future once we start losing guys to retirement and all that. Like, yeah, Lane Weeks is listed as an NHLer, so he'll probably be in as the replacement for Nazar. And he might honestly just get randomly thrown in on the second line because I think he has good shooting categories. Yeah, he's got solid shooting categories, so he should be able to produce. So there is that. And final thing, the draft class. Not that the draft is always super important anymore for us, but if we could find some steals, it will help us out in the long run. There's a guaranteed high elite goaltender that's supposed to go 87th. I'll pin him. He has a lot of trade value if we decide to trade him. But high elite potential, I like it. I like it. There's also this guy who is guaranteed medium elite. We'll pin him. And there's also this guy who is guaranteed medium elite. Obviously, some of those guys are going to be low overalls, but I mean, it's trade value and all that stuff if we end up having to not develop them. Any low elites to pin? Yes, there is. Taylor Kachuk, DFD, will pin you. We could always use more defensemen. Yanni Luxo will pin you too. This might be a really good draft class. Might be a few low elites and all that. Like Odie Marchessault might be low elite too. For where we're drafting though, I don't remember if... I think we do still have our first rounders, so we should be just probably a late first round pick, but I don't really know what we're going to go with at our stage. Looks like a lot of top 9 supposed to go in the first round, so it might not be actually that great of a draft. Might be some good steals though. Like this top 6 guy, for example. Yeah, this Ricard Turvinen guy's pretty solid too. I'll pin him, why not? Serge Gagne, I thought it was going to be Simone. So there we go. And I think that's it. Let me take a look at their draft board. What picks do we have this year? We have all of our picks still this year. And they're all 28th overall. So the question is, do we move around picks just to get better players or what? I don't think there's anything we should probably do that's like really risking the future of this team, but I mean, I think we're in a good spot still. Because like we have a lot of good prospects still to come into our lineup. We have a lot of good current players. It's going to definitely suck to lose Nazar, but at the same time, he's easily replaceable, so... Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the draft and re-sign stage as we look to still maintain this team. And who knows, maybe we'll have some good free agent signings this year, depending on the cap situation and all that, because we might still have a good amount of cap left because of all of our contracts be dished out before. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.